Hi everybody, welcome to Anti-Gravity Tumbling second interview session. So, as you guys know, I'm going to give everyone a moment to join us, and we will then begin our interviews, and then later on, I will post the interview to the IGTV. So, hi Antonio. Just gonna give it one moment for people to join, and then we will get started. Okay. Can you send me a message and let me know if you can hear me okay? Like in the comment box. So Antonio or did okay, good. Awesome. So I will bring in our first guest. I don't remember how I did this last time. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Ha, okay. It's connecting. Hello.
Yo,
How are you?
I don't know why it's low.
All the volume?
I guess it's a little louder now.
You sound pretty good on my end. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
So everyone, this is Antonio. He is an amazing gymnastics and tumbling coach and personal trainer. Before I let Antonio introduce himself, I wanted to make the comment that Antonio is definitely one of the best coaches I've ever worked with. And it's to the point where if I ever needed him to teach one of my tumbling or cheerleading classes, I could literally just throw him in there and I would not have a worry in the world. I would never do that to you, of course, but I wouldn't have to give him any type of reference or background on what the girls are learning or my students are doing or anything, because I know, and I'm very that he would be able to handle the class no problem. I would have absolutely no worries in the world. So Antonio's an amazing coach. So I'll let you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna go into a quieter place here. Don't mind, the house is it's a little disorganized, but we're not here for the house. We're here for anti-gravity tumbling, right?
Yep.
All right. So what do you want to know?
Tell the people about your what you do. But
I'm 41, born and raised in Mount Vernon, New York. I went to all Mount Vernon schools. Then from there, I went to Manhattan College, where I got my degree in physical education. While getting my degree, I got a job at Spotlight Gymnastics of Westchester and Pelham, and that started in 1999. I was 18 or 19 years old, and I was there until about 2017. So that's about 18 years of gymnastics coaching, from all ages, everything from 2 to 3 years old until, I mean, majority 18 years old, probably the oldest. As far as fitness wise, I've been working out. I mean, I've been into sports all my life, and that pretty much is the reason why I went into physical education. Because I was really passionate about just the body and what it can do and how to maximize that. And I wanted to teach others the same. And then just from in my own experience and things that I do is, for people that know me, that they know that I'm a health freak. I like to lift weights. I like to put my body through a lot of stress. And I try to be as healthy as possible. Now, I'm not going to say I'm the poster child for health, but I try to be. That's always the goal, but we're humans and we can never be perfect, right?
You were very dedicated at Spotlight. You would always on the clock have your meal ready to go, and it was
Well,
full course meal too. You were always very on top of that.
Well, I mean, I take that stuff, seriously. Just exercising isn't enough. I mean, when it comes to health, it's your diet, it's your sleep, it's your hydration, it's your mental health. There's a lot of things, supplementation, vitamins.
I'm glad you brought all that up. People, like, they may be in the back of their mind, but it's something that a lot of people overlook. They don't take the time, like, I do need to get right, or I need to take care of my emotional and mental health. I need to do this, I need to do that. I go on the treadmill every other day for an hour, and I'm still not losing weight, or I'm still not healthy, or I still have this and this going on. And it's like, well, I mean, I'm glad you're going on the treadmill, but that's not enough. There's other things you need to look at.
Well, you know, being a human is complex because what our brain and our bodies tell us to do are two different things sometimes. And it's a lot easier to sit on your couch,
Yep.
or it's a lot easier to say you did an hour on the treadmill 2 times a week and you feel like you did something. But if you're not pushing your body to extremes, I'd like to say, I mean, I'm an extreme guy. I just like to say you're wasting your time. Might as well not even do anything. But that's where dedication comes in, and I'm just an obsessive guy when it comes to it. So for me, fitness is number one, and without that, I wouldn't have any. I wouldn't have the quality of life that I have.
Yeah, you do a very good staying consistent with that. And if you want extreme results, you need to do extreme things.
Absolutely. So consistency is a big word.
Yeah, true. It's easy to fall off of a routine. So,
oh, talk about amazing coaches.
Yeah.
Right here, this guy right here, Dwight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you talk about amazing coaches. This is the guy you want to talk to.
Yeah.
Talk about gymnastics. You should be saying Dwight should be coming out of your name.
Definitely coaches. I told the people who tuned in last time in our first interview when he came on that Dwight's definitely the man. Definitely one of the best coaches ever.
Yeah, it's. But I mean, he earned that. He earned that. He's been in the game for a long time, and so one would like to think just because you've done something for a long time, you're going to be good at it. That's not always the case. But he's definitely one of the guys that I would say, you know, that, you know, I would have him coach my children. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
So. Say it again.
I think they're amazing, and I would trust you guys no matter what. Like with anything. So.
Well, thank you. It means a lot. It means a lot, but you know, you have to pat yourself on the back as well. That's why we're on here and we're talking to you and we're discussing this, because we're here to support you. And if we felt like you didn't deserve it, we wouldn't be sitting here.
Aww.
So what else do you need to know out of this big old head that I have?
So first question will be, how has your workout routine changed since the gyms and fitness facilities have closed?
I mean, I posted a lot on social media. I'm not a lot, but a few things. And this goes back to my obsession and my fear that if fitness and weightlifting and things like that was ever going to be taken away from me, my quality of life would not be good. So before the news or anything like that, they started talking about possibly closing, I took the initiative and I went to Modell's and I got myself some resistance bands. Then I put up a post on Facebook to all my friends and stuff. If anybody has free weights or a bench or anything like that, I'm willing to pay for it. And luckily, somebody, an old friend of mine, reached out to me and had something in his father's house that he sold me. So I pretty much have a full gym in my basement right now, which I call the dungeon, and it served me well. I'm going to the park. I'm doing some calisthenics out in the sun, you know, so that's actually pretty good. I'm doing more walking now since this all hit, but for me, it really doesn't matter. Even if I didn't have it, I would have found a way. But the way it's hit me the most is that now I'm doing it at home, so you don't have that time limit at like I did at the gym before. Now I'm pretty more relaxed, and it's taken me a little bit longer when I thought it would be a lot quicker, and it's not. Um, but I'm figuring out as I go. I feel like I have a good grip on how to do it. I've never had to work out at home before. Maybe a couple of push-ups here and there, but with equipment, no. But what's kind of suffered is my diet.
Interesting.
Luckily, my wife, she's been cooking, but she's been cooking some very hearty meals. Good little pasta here and there, things that I would kind of shy away from on my normal diet. But I think it's actually kind of helped me out because I'm ingesting like that stuff that I usually like shied away from, like salts and all of that stuff. So I feel like I might even be healthier. Yeah, I might not be as ripped, but I'm maintaining my size and my strength, and I feel good overall. But diet, workout, it's changed. It's different. It's just different. But I'm making the best out of it, and like I said, if I didn't have it, it would not be good. So I made sure that I went out there and I got it.
You made sure you were prepared and you would.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If not, I would have made weights out of cement or something, or been lifting rocks in my backyard or in the woods or something. I don't know. I would have done something.
Oh.
Because if I fall off right now at this age,
yeah.
When I was in my 20s, I could take off a month and not even bat an eye, and I could eat whatever I want. But now every day for me is detrimental, and it could really affect everything. So if I take off for a week or two, let me tell you, it's going to hurt. It's not going to look good. I'm not going to be happy. Yeah. So I have to, like last week, I worked out 7 days in a row.
That's
so. But I mean, for the last couple of years, I've been doing 6 days. But if I have the time, I'm going to do something. So
it's important to stay active. Especially, I know you're working, but like if you're not moving around as much as you would be, assuming everything would be open, like your body's used to do.
Yeah, I know. But it is a switch.
Yeah.
And we all have to realize that it's a switch. There's going to be different stresses, different state of mind. It's very easy right now for us to fall off and lose motivation and just totally tear up and run havoc on your consistency. So, and I'm not trying to. I know the type of person I am, so I'm not trying to have that.
Sounds like you got it all figured out. That's very good.
Try to.
So for the next question, so there's a lot going on this year. How are you taking care of?
You broke up. I'm sorry.
We talked this up a little bit here, but there is a lot going on this year. So how are you dealing with your mental and emotional health?
So I mean, I spend a lot of time with my kids. Although they drive me crazy sometimes, that's what just comes with the game. That's what it is to be a parent. They're two little boys, and they will definitely make you rip your hair out. But at the end of the day, it's a beautiful thing to watch them grow, and I wouldn't put myself anywhere else other than in this seat right now that I'm in.
Yeah.
But I've been, like I said, I try to get as much sleep. I think sleep is the best thing. If you're walking around tired all day long, it's not going to be a good thing. People don't put a lot of importance on that.
Yeah.
Sleep is extremely, extremely, extremely important.
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta recharge. You gotta refresh everything.
Exactly.
So
you're not going to be in the right state of mind, cognitively or emotionally, if you're sleep deprived.
Absolutely not.
So the next question, what is your biggest challenge that you faced or are facing with these adjustments? I guess you kind of already answered that with the first question, as far as like the gyms being closed, and then I guess you're having to adapt. But is there anything else that you can think of that I guess might be a challenge?
No, challenging is just trying to stay mentally focused. It's easy to sit on the couch. It's easy to watch a show or pick up a beer or eat a piece of cake. you know, and say, you know what, I'll work out tomorrow. That's just the human nature. We tend to choose the easy way out,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to let that happen. So,
So
I see a couple of, I see Jay's on, I see Rich is on from work.
oh,
A
nice.
couple of guys in here saying what's up.
Aw. So I think I kind of might know the answer to this, but what is your favorite thing then about working out at home? Is it that you have more time and leisure to work out as you please, or as long as you want to, or is there something else?
Well, as far as like the whole pandemic, safety, right? Safety. I don't have to worry about anybody's germs being on the equipment. I don't have to wipe. I don't have to wipe anything down. Even when I was in the gym, I've never really socialized. I was really to myself.
Yeah.
And if people did try to talk to me, they knew that it wasn't really going to get anywhere because I was that focused. But yeah, but I like the convenience. I like that it's right there. I can do it whenever I want. I don't have to jump in my car,
Yep.
get out, park, walk upstairs, get into the locker room, change. You know, that eats up a good 20 minutes to 30 minutes of your day. So
yeah.
just being able to walk right downstairs, work out, then just take your clothes off, go right into the shower. You know what I mean? So everything is right there. It's all in hand's reach, and I like that about it. But then again, you become very, you know, slow.
Yeah, you have to
You take your time
to get yourself going.
Yeah.
It's easy to get distracted at home, but you do have it separate, so that also probably helps. Whereas if like your gym was upstairs in the living room, for example, that would be way harder to focus because you have other things stimulating your mind.
Absolutely.
Yep. So then when the gyms do open up, do you think you're going to want to go back, or are you going to maybe...
I'm going to go back eventually, but it all depends on what the numbers are like, what the fear factor is all across the world.
Yeah.
They're all talking about second waves. I'm not a hypochondriac. I'm not a germaphobe, but I have other lives that I have to worry about, and I can't just think about myself and muscles. You know what I mean? I have to think about two little young lives. I have an elderly grandmother that I see all the time. I have a wife. I have, and they go to other people that they can come in contact, and I don't think the risk is worth it. Yeah. So I'll be in my basement for the next couple of months.
That sounds like a plan.
Yep.
Do you have any advice for the viewers?
I'm a straight up guy. Don't lie to yourself. Don't think that you're doing something when you're not. Don't front like you are when you're not. And don't. What I've done ever since a young age, if I didn't know something about something, I asked questions.
Yeah.
And I built my arsenal of knowledge when it comes to weight training and fitness because of those questions. Some things I figured out on my own, things that work for me that might not work for others, and people have to understand that as well. But ask questions, and ask questions to someone that either has the education, but I think most importantly is to ask someone who is like you, same body type, same age bracket, you know what I mean? Somebody that looks like you. And that's what I always try to target myself. I'm not going to go and try to ask, let's say, one of these pro bodybuilders that are almost 300 pounds what they do for abs or what their diet it's like, because I'll never be that,
They're different than what you're trying to achieve.
Completely. Their lifestyle is different.
Yeah.
And,
it's true.
And you have to be, really gear your direction in the direction that you want to go in. If you want to be that 300-pound bodybuilder, then you might want to ask them, but be realistic, set goals, but don't ever let your goals be the finish line.
Right.
So I never feel like I'm ever at my goal, and it's kind of a sickness, but it's a good sickness because if you feel like you reached your goal or you passed the finish line, when you pass the finish line, the race is over, and people, oh, I look good enough or I feel good enough, and then they end up taking 10 steps backwards.
Yeah.
So stay consistent, stay focused, ask questions. And that's pretty much it.
Awesome. All very good advice. Thank you, Antonio. You gave a lot of great feedback.
Well, I'm always willing to answer questions. You know, you got a question, you ask it, and I'll answer it. I might not know all the answers, but I know a little something when it comes to it. So,
if you want to and feel comfortable, you can tell the people how to reach you, or you can type it in the comment section. So that way, if they need to talk to you or ask you questions, they can reach you. It's up to you, though.
Whatever. I mean, if they want to ask questions, it's fine. It's only gonna cost $300 per session.
Yeah, so you guys got to pay those for his expertise and advice.
Times are hard right now.
Also, thank you again for coming. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now I'm going to sign you off and bring in a person if I can figure this out right. Okay. Let me charge my phone while this is connecting.
Oh, hello.
How are you?
How's everything? I'm all right. Can't complain. I'm in the AC right now, so, it's nice outside. I was just outside by the water in Portchester. So,
Oh, nice.
Just had some ice cream on a little cheat day. Yeah, so. But, yeah, how's everything with you?
Sounds like an eventful day. Not bad. Just surviving, working.
Yeah, I hear that. That does not stop. Working never stops. So, yeah, so let's get into it.
So, tell the people about yourself.
Okay, my name is Daquan. Most people know me as Coach Day. I've cheered at White Plains High School, did a few all-star teams, coached tons of teams, was a tumbling instructor for a bunch of schools across Westchester. I worked with like Ursuline, I worked with like Tuckahoe, and almost everywhere across New York from all ages. Now I'm at a cheer gym in Greenwich, Spirit Zone, and I'm also at a gymnastics gym in Chappaqua, World Cup Gymnastics. So, yeah, I've been doing this for a while. I started cheerleading actually by accident. I was supposed to, a few people know about this story actually. So I was from the summer to 8th grade to 9th grade. I was with my cousins training because I wanted to be, White Plains star running back and wide receiver on the football team, whatever. Long story short, I sprained my ankle the day before tryouts, so I couldn't try out. And a good friend of mine told me, don't worry about it, bro. Just, meet me at my practice and, we'll go to my house and, we'll talk about it. I go to this practice and I see these mats on the floor and I'm sitting here and I see him do a round off tuck. Now, this kid has been like a brother to me my whole life. So I've never seen him do that. So when I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo, bro, I've been with you every day for like the past, I don't know how many years. Where were you that you learned that I wasn't there, And then he told me, he took gymnastics when he was in elementary school, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, joined the cheerleading team. And then from there, cheered in college for a little bit. And then from there, did a little bit of gymnastics. But around, I'd say my first year of college is when I really started to get into coaching. So around like 2009, around like 2009. So been doing it for a while. Sometimes when I think about it and say it out loud, I realize how old I am, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, how long?
Hey, no, but hey, I try to keep going. I'm a real hands-on coach, so I tell a kid, hey, look, we're gonna do handstands. I'm gonna show you that handstand. I'm gonna try to do it and explain it at the same time. So it's like, it's one way that I try to keep in shape while before all this was going on. It's been really hard ever since this whole pandemic thing, but
especially in facilities like gymnastics and cheerleading where you need to be there. You have like an equipment at your house or a gym in your backyard. I don't know. I've seen, guys, just wanted to let people know before you keep going. Day Day actually has, I've seen a lot of your posts. I probably on Instagram, I'm guessing, because they're the stories. When you're teaching with the cheerleading teams or you're coaching, it's mostly the cheerleaders, I say, but he has a lot of energy and
Oh
so
yeah, yeah, that's me all the way.
you can tell the kids love it. You got so much enthusiasm, like, and it doesn't die out either. It's like consistent, like energy, 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 and the kids feed off of that, and they need that, and that's good because then they're like, oh, I'm happy because I'm having a great time here, and then they I guess feel more comfortable to learn, and then they trust you more because then they're willing to try the skills because they're like, oh, I trust my coach, and he actually wants to help me, and he's giving the time to help me, and they definitely genuinely enjoy you. You can tell by your posts.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I feel the love. I feel the love. You know, the kids like that's uh that's also been another a problem because you know I'll walk into work and I don't really think about it as work because if you really enjoy what you're doing, you know I'll try to make the best out of every situation. You know, yes, I love getting paid from it, but you know if I had the ability to do it for free, I probably would. You know, but
Yeah.
yeah. So whenever I'm coaching, I always try to think of it as the athlete's point of view because I remember being that athlete. You know what I mean? I remember what it feels like to be standing on a mat and have someone say, "Hey, do this back handspring." You know what I mean? And you're standing there like, you know. So I try to work with them as much as I can. And yeah, and that's one thing I noticed is that if I'm having fun, then I'm making sure everybody's having fun. You know what I mean? And I also try to implement a lot of games in workouts. Like I love doing workouts with groups because it's like, okay, you against you. Like I'll get two people who are kind of like the same body frame, you know, same skill level, age, everything like that, and match them up and say, okay, you know, you guys are gonna have a little competition. Like, you know, you do this, you know, and you know, if you trick people into thinking that, if you trick people, you know, sometimes they won't realize that they're learning when they really are.
Yeah,
You know?
it's the approach.
Yeah, that's my main approach about it, you know. But at the same time, I've been able to, as I've been coaching, I've been able to learn that every athlete is different. You know, some athletes you have to tell them something one way. Other athletes you can say it one time. You know what I mean? Everybody's different. You just gotta work with who it is you're working with. You know, and you have to, and that's a part of being a coach too. So that's one thing I think it's a big part of being a good coach is if you can't adjust to your athlete, then, you know, whenever you give any type of criticism, there's always going to be that little backlash, you know what I mean? And for the most part, we're dealing with, like, you know, like middle school, high school females, you know, you'll get that little attitude, you know, and that's the last thing you want. You know, you want them to want to work with you. You want to be able to bring that potential out of them, you know, and if they're having fun, it's that much easier to do, you know?
Yep, it's true. Like I think a lot of good coaches, a lot of people get into coaching the sport because they used to be and they know what they would have needed. Like I know that happened to me as well. Like I knew what was lacking, what I didn't like, the industry in general. So that was part of the reason that I got into it as well. And then like you take what you were lacking and implement it, I guess put it into your lessons. And then like you said, the more if you're willing to learn, as you coach, you're learning too, because you're working with different students of different age backgrounds, different learning styles, and then you're like, well, okay, this approach to this works, so now let me try this. It works for them, and then that also like kind of adds to your files of different methods of teaching because the more people you work with, the more styles you learn that you have to, I guess, like use because not everybody learns the same. So it does make you a better coach as you keep working with different kids.
Yeah, I love working with new kids. That's what I love, working with not only new kids but kids that are being introduced to either cheerleading or gymnastics for the first time. Because in a weird way, it's like, okay, like I get to mold you, you know what I mean, into this perfect athlete, you know. And like you said before, I've had tons of coaches over my I guess cheer, tumbling, gymnastics career. And I do try to take bits and pieces of what they've done, you know, and I just try to add my little remix to it, you know, and I like to think I'm the coach that I never had, you know what I mean? So I've worked with tons of kids. You know, I've had kids, not even kids, like I've had adults, you know, learn things and be able to do things that they've thought that they've never been able to do, you know, and you know, it's all about how hard you're willing to try. And I'd rather work with someone who has zero experience, but, you know, is willing to, you know, take that criticism than someone who has all the talent in the world that will just, like, you know, blow it off and try to go about things the easy way. And, you know, that's another thing that I've learned through this pandemic is I've seen the athletes that are dedicated. You know, just because you have the talent doesn't, you know, I've seen kids that are, you know, struggling to get their back handspring, doing drills every day. And, you know, I'll see some kids that I know that, you know, have the tumbling, that are just sitting at home watching Netflix all day, you know, but, you know, it's all about the person that you are. So, yeah.
Very true. I could probably go back and forth with you about this for hours and hours and hours.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I got
like,
tons of stories.
yeah, oh my god. Like, whenever you talk to like a fellow coach in the same industry as you, like you just kind of just go like, oh my god, yes, and then you just go off, and it's just like it never ends.
That happens all the time. Like, you run into somebody and it's like, oh, you do this too? Oh, wow. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, like 2 hours go by, you know?
Yep. I'm sure then you'll be able to relate for this next question, like how has your workout routine changed? I know like with a lot of other cheerleaders and coaches, if we're not in the facility, you can only really do so much at home. So what have you been doing to adjust to all these changes?
Like I said before, when I try to trick my athletes into learning and into doing drills, you know, I've been trying to trick myself actually into working out because all right, so for instance, I'll wake up and I'll go to work in the morning, but before I would do that, I'd wake up a little bit earlier, you know, work out a little bit, and I'd work out so that I wouldn't be tired throughout the day, you know, and I'd feel a little bit better. But since I didn't have to go to work, it was like, do I really want to get up? So for the first 2 months, I won't say 2 months. For the first month and a half, I would say I was a bit lazy. And then a friend of mine actually made a comment, and then that's when I realized, I was like, you know what, like, I gotta stop. You know, I can't encourage other people to be at home and doing these drills, and so long story short, I gotta practice what I preach, you know. So lately I'll wake up and I clean my room every morning because for some reason it's always dirty when I wake up, no matter what. So after that, like, I'll do like a few sit-ups, you know, I'll do a few push-ups. There's a lot of audio books I've been listening to, so I'll try to do a little workout as I listen to like a chapter of that. So I've been trying to do things to pass the time while I work out so it doesn't seem as long, you know? Like, oh, I'll go throw this podcast on and I'll go do, you know, 50 leg lifts, 100 sit-ups, blah, 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 you know what I mean? And, yeah. So it's been working. And I realized that I have to do it because I've seen a lot of people that are close to me deal with health issues, and even though I am still young, you know, I'm not getting any younger, and I do realize that, you know, I have to start watching what I eat. If anybody knows me, I am far from a health freak. You know what I mean? I'll eat the cheeseburgers, the steaks every day, you know, the sweets, all that. But as I'm getting older and through these times, I've noticed that, you know, it is important what you put into your body. Like, the phrase "you are what you eat" is true. You know, I forgot what day it was. This was sometime last week. You know, I realized, I was like, wow, I had some fruit and some water and a nice little smoothie. And I'm like, you know what? When I do eat better, I actually do feel better, you know, and it's just better for not only your physical health, but your mental health as well. You know, that is a really big thing. Not too many people know how important mental health is, you know, in certain, you know, cultures, it's not talked about as much.
Yeah.
And it's looked over, you know, but it is important. It is important. You got to take care of what's in here, because if not, everything else is going to just shut down. You know? So.
I don't know what the actual title of that part is, because we're so used to overlooking it because we've been trained so long to just focus on physical and not really mental. Like, oh, you can push those issues to the side, work on your fitness, and they don't understand that the two are very important and work together. And you said something else, I just totally like lost my train of thought, but
Yeah, no, your physical and mental, it goes hand in hand, man. It goes hand in hand, physical and mental, body and soul. You know, yin yang. You know, all that stuff coincides with one another. You know, um, if you take care of how, if you have a good, I guess I don't want to say thought process, but if you're emotionally stable, you know, you're gonna be able to do things that much better. Your days are gonna be easier versus if, you know, your mind is all over the place if you're stressed about a whole bunch of other stuff. You know, and believe it or not, like, you know, some people don't realize how much that can impact them in a negative way if their mental health isn't where it needs to be. You know, and you know, working out, you know, for some people, everybody has their vices, you know, working out. Some people like to eat it off, but, you know, as long as you find something that is healthy for you, you know, that isn't, you know, gonna cause you any harm, then go for it.
Yeah.
I recently, my girlfriend just took me to the beach actually, and I haven't been to the beach in a while, and we went really, really early before anyone really got there. We didn't stay too long. But it's just good to get out and just do things and just like get away and just like put yourself in a good state of mind. And even when I was out on the beach, I ran in the water. I did like a good 3 back handsprings. I did like a standing tucker or something like that. Did a few handstands, and from that alone, I was just like, oh wow, like these little workouts that I've been doing, I really got to step it up even more because I threw a tuck. And normally, you know, if you go on my Instagram, you'll see me all the time. I'll do the video, me doing the standing tuck. Oh, here, you know, doing the standing tuck with the phone in my hand. And I did that. And, you know, I landed, but it just wasn't, I was like, oh, wow, like I haven't done that in a while. Like I got to get back in the gym or, you know, but, you know, if it felt good, though. It felt good. That's what I'm saying. It felt good to get out there and just do something for me because I've been between the 2 gyms and, you know, doing like little freelancing stuff on my own, I was probably working every day, you know, and when everything stopped, it was just hard to do anything for me mentally because I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, I'm a person that's used to go, 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 go. You know what I mean? It's either I'm not doing anything at all or we're doing everything, you know? So when all that stopped, I was just like, okay, what am I supposed to do, you know? And I had all this time on my hands, and I'm sitting here, and I'm like, wow, I don't have to do anything. I really don't know what to do. I'm so used to being so busy, and I'm so used to having to do this, having to go there, having to be at this school, having to be at this practice, having to do this, having to do that. And when it was like, okay, everything's shut down, I'm sitting here, and I'm like, okay, I have all this time in the world. What am I going to do? Like for the first week, I probably spent a good like $200-300 ordering stuff on Amazon because I had nothing else to do.
A lot of people.
I got this handstand thing. I got a bunch of weights. What else did I get? I got a few resistance bands. A bunch of stuff, you know. But
you brought up a good point though. Like I think a lot of people, especially really serious fitness. I'm sure everybody felt this in some sort of way, but like we all kind of dealt with the shock of everything shutting down, I guess, and like having our whole routines change, and kind of, I guess, took a minute to like refocus and find a new flow again. I think a lot of us also did get off track and like didn't really get into their workouts or find their rhythm, or they were distracted with other things. Because it is hard, like you said.
I was definitely not
doing so much.
It's just like, definitely not on my course for a while.
You also.
Oh no, sorry. I was just adding on what you were saying. You were saying people, you know, where I was just saying I was one of those people. You know, my flow, my daily routine, everything shutting down. It's just like you know, all that. I was just like, and that's when I actually, around that time is when I really started to focus a little bit more on my mental health because I had the time to. I've never really had the time to just. This sounds crazy, but I never really just had the time to sit down and just think about how I'm feeling. And I feel crazy saying that, but it's the truth, you know? And
a lot of people are forced to deal with themselves right now and like really work on anything internal that they've been dealing with. Because like we were talking before, like mental health we haven't had time to focus on it, or we just dismiss it. But now it's like you have the time. Now you're forced to deal with yourself. And you actually kind of answered like most of my questions, but so you're basically you figured out how to adapt. You just had to get into your rhythm again, and you've been doing some of your workouts at home, and then like your mental health, I guess you've been taking care of that by figuring out what workouts and routines work for you, and then
yeah,
like
and every day I'm trying to figure out something else new to like, I don't want to make it seem like I have it all figured out. You know, I'm learning as I go along. You know, I've never really this is the first time we all are experiencing something like this, you know.
Yeah.
And there's just so many areas in life, you know, that like how you are, you know, in your personal life and your work life, you know, and all these other aspects play into how you're doing upstairs. And you know, if you could take care of that, then, you know, I've been trying to figure out new ways every day, you know, that better me. I've been going on walks, been going to the beach. What else have I been doing? I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks. I've been going on lots of walks and listening to a lot of audiobooks.
You're finding new methods that work for you.
Yeah, because, you know, everybody's different, you know, and I'm a very unique person, you know. Not too many. I don't like to think I'm like too many other people, you know. I'm a little weirdo. So, you know, I'm going to do things that the average person might not do, and I'm totally okay with that because it works for me. You know, and if anyone else feels that way, you know, oh, this person does this, but that doesn't work for me, so maybe I should try. No, do what works for you. You know, everybody is different. Like,
you gotta do what works for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
So then, what do you think you're gonna do once the gyms do open? Are you gonna maybe go back to the gym? I mean, I know you will for work, but are you gonna maybe implement some of what you've been doing now that you like and the gym, or are you just gonna stick to what you're doing?
We actually have another meeting soon about some of the stuff that we want to imply, some of the new rules we want to apply. One thing, I was watching an interview that you did with Dwight. Shout out to Dwight. He's awesome. He's actually one of the people who I first started working with my freshman year of high school at the Y. Great dude. And wow, start talking about Dwight and I got thrown off.
He's waving.
Yeah, what's up, man? But wait, what was the question? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just also a quick note that after this, I have one more question for you, and then I've learned Instagram times me at like an hour. So
okay. I don't want to take up too much of your time because I can talk forever.
Like with Antonio, what we were saying, like we could just keep talking and stuff. Like the coaches talk. It's hard to like not go on our rants.
Oh yeah, you have no idea. You have no idea. Oh my God, you have no idea.
You were talking about, I guess, what you guys are going to be doing as far as.
Yes. The new rules. Yes. I do believe that, you know, the coaches should have masks, and I have no problem wearing like long sleeve shirt and gloves, spotting these kids. You know what I mean? Because personally, I'm a very hands-on coach. I know some coaches that, you know, they'll tell you something and they're very, very good with explaining it. But I can explain it, but I just need you to see it, and I just need to be doing. I need to be there. You know what I mean? And kids shouldn't wear masks. I don't know how the stunting thing is gonna go.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll be stunting for too long. But you know, flyers, do your drills. Drills build skills for tumbling and stunting. You know, I've been doing a lot of Zoom meetings, although that has been challenging because, like I said before, I'm very hands-on. But I've been doing a lot of stretching, Zoom meetings, a lot of tumbling drill Zoom meetings, you know. But yeah, I'm just hoping that this is all over soon, even though that I feel like we're not even halfway close. I'm just gonna cross my fingers and, you know, do as much as I can to stay safe and to try to encourage everybody else to stay safe as well.
Yeah. I guess you'll just have to like keep adjusting as you find out what happens. Coaching and for yourself for whatever workouts that you need to practice.
Yeah. You're not lying about that. That is the truth.
Do you have any advice for our viewers?
I have all I have to say is just take care of yourself. Whatever you have to do to make sure that your mind is in a good state. And if you can eat healthy, do whatever you can to eat healthy. Try to stay away from processed food.
All about that.
As hard as it is, oh my God, you have no idea how hard it is. I've been trying to only eat 3 snacks a week. So like it's been challenging. And yeah, take care of your emotional health. I mean, your mental health, your emotional health, your body, and you know, just try to keep yourself in good spirits, because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now that can bring you down. And I also encourage people to stay off social media, because
yes,
the longer you're on your phone and the longer you're sitting down, the harder it is going to be to stand up and do something. You know, a body in motion stays in motion. A body at rest will stay at rest. You know, so if you're able to get out there and do something, man, get out there and do something.
It's true.
And stay safe. Stay safe. Stay safe no matter what.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to it's up to you. If you want your contact information, like your Instagram or something, you can share it or comment it so that way they can find you if you want. It's up to you.
Oh yeah, I'm cool with that. My page is public. My Instagram is ITZMYDAY. Yeah, I don't know how I messed that up. ITZDAY.
I'll probably still write it.
Yeah, it's my day. All right, yeah.
I'll still write it in the videos, but just in case, like, anybody happening to join in that doesn't have my Instagram page for whatever reason, they in case they need it.
Well, I just posted it in the comments.
So I can see anyway. There you go. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Day. You did
All
great.
right. I'll see you.
Great advice.
All right. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
Anytime.
See you soon.
All right. Bye.
Okay.
All right.
I think you have to leave. I don't know how this works. Okay. I don't know how this works. Bringing in the last person. I believe I only have 10 minutes left. Let's see. So I will try not to rush this, but we will have to go fast before Instagram cuts me off. Hello, Pam.
Hey. Hold on, I can't hear you. Okay. Good?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Can you hear me okay?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, I'll try to talk. So I'm sure you heard, I don't know how long I'll be allowed to be on here because Instagram kicks me off. So I think we have about 10, 15 minutes. So I don't want you to rush, but just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So Pam is a fitness enthusiast who is now figuring out, like many people, how are we going to adjust not being able to go to the gym. So Pam, give the people a little bit of a background about yourself, and then we'll get into some questions.
Yeah, so I'm from Rockland County, New York. I'm 25 years old. So before the pandemic, I worked in Manhattan at Burberry as a customs and trade administrator. So I'm used to just a 9 to 5 desk job that doesn't, so it's always hard to squeeze a workout between work and the commute and everything. So, but I did go to the gym every day just for at least 20 minutes. Either during my lunch hour or after work. But now it's even better, my fitness routine, because I get to work out during lunch or in the evening and just throughout the day, because it's so important to me to keep working out, because the more you work out, especially sitting all day, the more focused you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's you don't have
good.
Right?
Yes, so overall, my overall mental and physical health has significantly improved since the pandemic.
Awesome. So I guess that was also part of the first question. So since your routine's changed, because you used to have to like squeeze your workouts in when you were during lunch at work, and now you have more time to work out because you're at home, so you have some more leniency because you don't have all that travel time taking up your gym time.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty much when I, was working in the city, I had a 4 hour in total commute plus, the working 8 to 10 hours a day. So I really only had about 20 minutes a day, if that, to work out. So, but even that, like even doing that makes such a big difference in your overall like focus and mental health throughout the day. Yeah, so it was an adjustment once it started. I didn't work out at first, and then I think it was important for me to develop a routine.
Yeah.
So pretty much every weekday is the same, and during my weekends, the only thing we really can do is go on hiking, and so I've done a lot of that on the weekend. So I discovered a lot of new trails, so that's been a lot of fun and something I really enjoy.
Oh, nice. So what kind of stuff, what other kind of stuff are you doing if you're not in the gym? You're doing the hiking and the trails, and then what else?
Yeah. Yes, I run at least 2 miles a day, separate times, and I'm trying to make a goal of doing at least like 50 sit-ups and maybe 50 squats. But I think it's also very important, just when you're sitting all day, to get up at least once every hour to stretch and just reset yourself, breathe, and because you can't really do that at work. I mean, I would try to. The only way to do that is to go somewhere where no one could see you, so I could stretch and. um, and yeah, that way it's been much better.
If anything, it's benefiting you to be home to like with your workouts and everything, because you have more like leave. I guess you creating, I like your last two people, it took some time, I guess, to get into a routine. I feel like a lot of people would probably feel this way, like where they were just kind of like stagnant for a while, and then they finally found their routine. And then I guess yours would be you had to create a schedule for yourself to follow. I guess that helped you.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. I saw, yeah, every single like weekday is almost the same. Like the time I run, when I eat, and go to bed. So everything except the weekends. Those are pretty, you know, free. But just during the week, it makes the day go faster to have a routine, and especially a fitness routine, and make goals for you. So there's no excuse to forget or anything.
Works for you then. I'm guessing part of this would be your workouts, but like how have you been giving yourself time to focus on your mental and emotional health, given that like there's been so many adjustments and there's a lot going on right now? How are you taking care of that?
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part. I think for me, my mental break throughout the day is working out. That's the only time my mind is kind of calm and free of stress. But other than that, that's also hard with everything on the news and stuff. It's important to keep updated every single day of what's going on, but it's also very draining and
Yeah.
frustrating when you see it every day. So that's something that's hard to deal with, but it's
Yeah.
kind of like working out is kind of like meditation for me. It's just run out all of your frustrations.
Yeah.
So I see it.
So you're killing two birds with one stone. I feel like the mental and emotional health, there's a big aspect of that, of course, is like working out and finding some sort of fitness, whether it's stretching or running or weights or whatever it is. But that's definitely a key element to dealing with emotional and mental health. So and then I guess your hikes too. So that's good.
Yeah,
Aw, good.
yeah, that's good.
So
Yeah, but it's also been nice to just life has just been slower in general. Like it's nice to have, you know, not have dinner like at my or lunch at my desk and actually have some separation. Um, but yeah, that's one positive aspect of this, just the slower pace of life. And
yeah, that makes sense. What what do you feel has been your biggest challenge then, since I guess not being able to go to the gym? It sounds like if anything, this is more working in your favor. So I don't know if there really is a challenge for you, but do you feel like there's a challenge, I guess?
yeah, it was hard at first to just adjust the working at home and just finding a routine. But
Okay.
yeah, just also the social aspect too is definitely like alone in your like room all day almost. So
Yeah, that's true.
sometimes, I guess for the most part it's good, but sometimes like you miss interacting with people.
Yeah, Yeah, and that's important. Humans are social creatures. We do need some sort of interaction. And I guess your favorite part now is that you have more time to actually work out. So when the gym's
Yeah.
back up and you go back to your regular routine, I know that you mentioned your timing, it would be kind of hard to do what you're doing now. So I guess you'll just have to go back to your gym and then maybe do your weekend stuff. What do you see yourself doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely go back when if they open up. I definitely want to see like everything being sanitized more. That would help, definitely. But yeah, I'll definitely do that, and I'm gonna try to make an effort to start going home earlier so I could try to fit like an evening run. Um, but yeah, it's the only thing I could do,
Yeah.
and hopefully maybe working from home more. I think everyone's probably going to be doing that for a long time when the city does open up.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure there's gonna be
That's
a lot of people. Well, good. Awesome. Hopefully, I guess you'll have to do a lot of weekends too.
yeah, yeah. I try to make it up all on the weekends, hikes, runs, everything.
Yeah. Well, awesome. So then, do you have advice for people in similar situations as you, where I guess for when you were at work and when you're in the situation you're in now? Well, when you were at work, you did a very good job at keeping yourself disciplined and making sure, because it's so easy to say, "Oh, I don't have time, I don't have time," but you found time to work
Yeah,
out. It was only 20 minutes. Because you go to work in the city very early in the morning. You're there all day long, and then even if you do leave right away, it takes a couple of hours for you to get home, and then you got to settle in, and then if you got to wake up early again, like it's you kind of most people don't want to work out that late at night. So you do a very good job of squeezing
yeah,
stuff in and making it work.
yeah. There's definitely no excuse. You have to like my advice to anyone who has a desk job, either at when we do go back or even times like now, like always take your hour lunch if you have an hour lunch. No matter how busy you are, it doesn't matter. Just take the hour, and even if you have to work later, just it's worth, you know, even if you're busy because you're so much more energized and focused in the afternoon if you do.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's important for mental health and everything, stress and so yeah, it's my advice is just no matter how busy you are, just always find 20 minutes to work
yeah,
out or
something.
do something for yourself.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, whatever works for you.
awesome. Thank you, Pam. That was great
Thank you
advice.
for having me.
Do you want to give the people your contact? Pam didn't actually mention, I know it's not really related to fitness, but she has her own sea glass business where she goes to the Hudson River, picks up the sea glass, and hand makes the jewelry, and it's very beautiful. So if you want to
Uh,
leave your Instagram and your website, you can type it in the comments, and then I'll put it on the Instagram anyway when I put up the IGTV. So if anybody's interested in checking
sure.
that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it's called Hudson River Sea Glass. I just find sea glass in the Hudson and make jewelry with it. So.
Yeah, and it's very beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
All right, talk to you soon.
Thanks, Pam. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Did I remove? Oh, I did it right. Ha. Okay. Thank you guys. I appreciate everyone joining me. I'm sure you noticed that our theme today was kind of mostly adjusting to your workout routines and mental health. They are tied, as you noticed from a lot of the comments. Your physical and mental health, they go one on one. You can't really pay attention to one and not the other. So I know it's hard and it's easy to, especially now that we're all stuck home or our routines are off. It's easy to like lose focus and get distracted or not get into a routine. But find whatever works for you. Antonio stayed on top of it, and he knew I feel better like this, and if I fall off, this is going to happen, and I don't want to feel like that. So he created his own gym at home, or do what Dave's doing, where he's experimenting with all these different things that to see what works for him and what doesn't, to keep himself engaged. Pam wrote down and made herself a schedule. So just find what works for you, no matter what it is, and try to give yourself time to do some sort of physical activity and take care of your mental health. It's so vital. It's maintenance. It'll make you feel so much better and help you have a better quality of life as you grow. So I hope you guys got a lot of great input, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next interview. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks for coming.